My name is Ilona and today is Thursday, July 20th, 2023 and I just want to keep it a little bit more, lighter than my videos, my last two videos. There were so much information I wanted to talk about, so I'm just going to keep it a little bit more on the light side today. But first of all, I wanted to mention a clip I shared on my Telegram channel from Tim Ballard, actually talking about these accusations that he wants children to be chipped. He mentioned that he doesn't want any children to be chipped, and to be very honest, I did video about this Tuesday about the Sound of Freedom, and I couldn't get any connection between this program that people are talking about. This is from the Freemasons in Georgia. It's called GA Chip, which isn't even about chipping of children. They actually want all these information about children in case they get lost. But obviously Freemasons, the top of the Freemasons, are dark energy, so ultimately they would like to go that way, and they haven't the name is chosen on purpose. Obviously that's called GI Chip, the program, but the program right now is really just about identification, dental records of children, DNA of children, things like that. But I couldn't find any connection between this and Tim Ballard or Jim Caviezel or the movie. And so this morning in a clip I found, Tim actually spoke out about that he does not want the government to control or be able to know where your children are. So that's out of the way, so to speak. And something else, there's a factory from a certain brand or a certain company that makes things that was completely destroyed. I believe it is in North Carolina, but it was destroyed by a tornado in like 1 minute time, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, it's too bad. A lot of medication was also destroyed along with the destruction of the company. So sad. Anyway, I have a feeling we're going to see more of those things, that certain, companies are going to be, parts destroyed or completely destroyed. I have a feeling that it's, no coincidence, so to speak. So the first card reading I wanted to take a look at is the Prime Minister here in the Netherlands, Mark Rutte. He's been, I think, the longest prime minister we've ever had here, and he was even called Teflon because nothing sticks with him. Everything just fell off of him. But this time around, I just wanted to see what the energy is and if he's going to pop up in the European Union, maybe another function. My feeling is that he's going to disappear, that this really is the last of the political career of this puppet that we're seeing of Rutte, because really, I'm not even sure if we are really watching the real Rutte right now. But I just wanted to take a look at that energy. And the interesting thing is the first I got was the Hermit. The second card in the central card is the Five of Pentacles. We've got the Six of Wands in the past. We have the Ace of Pentacles, which is kind of a yes to my question that, or feeling that he's most likely is going to disappear. And then we have for the future the Eight of Pentacles and the Temperance card. And especially with these two cards, I have a feeling that at least the real Rutte is somewhere very isolated and very left out in the cold. So that's very interesting where he could be. Of course, we're looking at the puppet Rutte. And I see with these cards that he's going to, go away. This is a card of retreat. And this is a card of feeling left out in the cold. So I do believe that we're not going to see a lot of Rutte anymore. He might pop up in once in a while. But I think he is really moving away from the political realm. And I really feel, especially with this Ace of Pentacles as a yes, that he's going to leave the politics. And I'm not even sure he's going to get another function somewhere else. They may be talking about that. But I have a feeling that's not going to happen. I think that a lot of changes are going to happen anyway, with the military and things like that. And when that happens, of course, we will hear the truth about what's been going on, of course, with him and other puppets. I see here working, so it's possible that he's still going to pop up and, you know, still like he's still active. But there's going to be a balance, and like I'm feeling that he's going to withdraw, and that he'll be leaving this sort of political playground. Like the puppet show is over for him. That's the feeling I'm getting. I don't really think that he's going to have another function. Like I said, they may be talking about it, but the European Union. But let's face it, the European Union is completely collapsed. We're just really just watching the collapse in real time. And of course that the public can see the big group of people that are not aware of this, that this really is collapsing. But I have a feeling this is really the end of Rutte. And I'm very, very happy about that, because I cannot stand that face anymore. I'm just so, be so happy if he just disappeared. Obviously things will come out. And I think the real Rutte also is in a very awful position, rightfully so, that he's being held or kept somewhere. That's the feeling I'm getting. He could also be, of course, already from the earth plane. That's a possibility as well. But this is really showing me isolation and left out in the cold, in a not a very good position, lacking all kinds of things. This really is the card of lacking. Yeah, support, even where you're living is horrible. Just the situation is horrible. So I think he is in a horrible position. And I think the puppet that we're seeing will be withdrawing and leaving the political realm. That's the feeling I'm getting. So that's the energy from about Rutte. I also wanted to take a look at Disney, because it's really collapsing in front of us. They've got bomb after bomb. The movies are bombing. They're of course now working with with the strike from the writers and from the actors. They also have just a financial mess, and things are coming out. And I saw something I thought was so interesting. This is about photos that leaked from Snow White. Disney's Snow White remake appears to ditch the Seven Dwarfs, said photos suggest sparkling online controversy. Well, first of all, Snow White is not going to really look like Snow White. In a way, the actress that will be playing her will be from Colombian descent. So it's interesting, because Snow White is of course known because she looks Snow White. Well, that shouldn't stop. In a way, I'm not even sure if that's very relevant in a way, but it is, of course, the fairy tale of Snow White. But this is very interesting. Apparently, Peter Dinklage from Game of Thrones, he played Tyrion, complained about the dwarfs and about this fairy tale. So now they leaked set pictures. They denied the set pictures, but they later on changed it that they were actually pictures from the production. But it wasn't the actors playing at that moment in time, but the group of people that you are seeing. They work for the lighting. They take people that look similar to the actors, wearing the clothes most likely that the characters are wearing, and to show them, where the lighting, for the sound, that's how they work. So when the actors come in, they have already everything set up. You see a very eclectic group of people that are now considered not the dwarfs, but magical creatures. Very eclectic, very strange choice of wardrobe, so to speak. But one of the biggest backlashes is that, it's about the little people. So they have one little person playing a dwarf to be more politically correct. So 6 other little people didn't get the job or the check, and somehow this is more sensitive. Disney is a joke. And it's really amazing, but let's face it, little people don't have a lot of jobs in Hollywood to begin with. So now they cannot even play the dwarfs anymore, because apparently the dwarfs are now magical creatures and only one is a dwarf and the rest is probably going to be, like I've mentioned before, very eclectic in all kinds of ways. It looked very interesting, so to speak. So I just wanted to take a look about, you know, Disney, what's going on there. They're losing so much. The Indiana Jones is bombing. They've got one movie bomb after another. They are financially in problem, you know, and a lot of disaster going on. They needed to fire, I think, 7,000 employees not too long ago. A lot of other people have left. Bob Chapek was, of course, fired when he was attending an Elton John concert. It's very interesting, actually, they mentioned that. I'm still hoping they're going to fire Kathleen Kennedy because she completely destroyed Star Wars. And of course, that's my opinion. And of course, now Indiana Jones, Willow, the TV series, or at least the streaming series, have been pulled from the streaming service because really it was disastrous. And they didn't want to lose any more money, so that it's now a tax write-off. That should tell you something about the quality of Willow. Indiana Jones is awful. She just destroyed so many franchises, and it's a miracle she's still there. But I'm sorry about that. But let's hope, let's see, because I think the problem runs deeper than just Kathleen Kennedy, if we really are honest about that. But I just want to take a look at the energy of Disney. Well, we have the Eight of Pentacles. We've got the Seven of Pentacles as the central card. We have the Hermit in the past. We've got the Ace of Swords, and I've kind of seen this is the destruction of Disney. That's the feeling I'm getting. So this is really like an answer to that. Yes, we are watching the destruction of Disney, especially with this card. For the future, we have the Ten of Swords and the Fool. This is really the end. There's probably going to be a very... So in a way, this speaks of a bit more patience. The end is coming. People are actually working towards ending this or still trying to keep it afloat. But the ending is coming, and when it comes in the future, it's going to be very radical. So it's very likely that maybe Disney are going to sell off all kinds of assets, and ultimately Disney will be gone. And let's face it, there is so much information you can find about Disney, about their movies, what they try to normalize, the agenda pushing, all the messages they've put in their movies for a very long time. Their movies are used for programming, for MK Ultra, Alice in Wonderland, The Wizard of Oz. All these things are used in horrible ways. We've heard about employees, Disney theme parks, and just Disney employees that done things with children. Children go missing at these themes parks, and there's a lot going on that will all end, and it will end quite radically. It's like this is really a very forced ending, and this will lead to a completely new, different energy. The Fool is like the beginning of something completely different. So we are really watching the collapse of Disney, and it's about time, and it's going to be changed in a completely different way and a different direction. And it's necessary that these things come out and that people see this, how ridiculous this has gotten, this message, this, women have to be so powerful and almost no weaknesses. And they shouldn't, have anything to do with men. It's pushed in The Little Mermaid. That movie bombed as well. It's pushed in Indiana Jones, where now really Indiana Jones is really the side character, and the real in charge is the Phoebe Waller-Bridge character, and she's perfect in every way, and she doesn't learn anything, if I'm not mistaken. That's the issue with Rey in Star Wars, which was also like a Mary Sue, this perfect, nothing wrong with her, so she can do anything. It's just ridiculous, and I'm so sick and tired of seeing this, but it has to be shown. It has to collapse. People are not paying for anything anymore, and this is really, we're watching the collapse of Disney, and it's about time. So I'd like to leave it at this, and hope to see you in another video. Bye.